So what does a paper crane have to do with the peace of God? Let's talk about it today. So one of my favorite stories growing up was that of Sadako and 1,000 Paper Cranes. This is a story that was set in post-World War II. It is the true story of a teenage Japanese girl named Sadako. And it was during a time where people were still feeling the effects of the atomic bomb. After the atomic bomb dropped, there was just effects of radiation and even some people who contracted leukemia because of it. Sadako was one of those teenagers who did contract and was diagnosed with leukemia. Well, as she was in the hospital, someone came to her with a paper crane and told her a legend of the paper crane, in that if you make 1,000 paper cranes, the gods will grant your wish and make you well again. And so through her life, as she was in the hospital, she would make over 600 paper cranes. Unfortunately, she did not make the 1,000 that she wanted to. She would die at the age of 13. However, her classmates folded the rest of the cranes and they were buried with her. The crane today in origami is symbolized as a symbol of peace, a symbol of hope, and a symbol of love. But you look at this crane and you ask the question, what does this have to do with the peace of God? Well, Sadako, of course, received bad news. You have leukemia. Where is the peace in the middle of this chaos? Well, it was in the hope that if I make 1,000 paper cranes, I will be well again. In John 13, Jesus is eating with his disciples. And in the Bible, in John 13, his spirit is troubled. And so his disciples are going to hear three things, three areas of bad news. The first is that one of you will betray me. One of you will betray me. Talking about Judas. The second was one of you will deny me. Talking about Peter. And then the worst one to them, after hearing one of you will betray me, one of you will deny me, he says, I am going away. After 3.5 years of relationship and fellowship, I am going to leave you. And so what's interesting is you hear this in John chapter 13, but then immediately after John 13, you read these words in John chapter 14. Verse 1, it says, do not let your hearts be troubled. Are you kidding me, Jesus? I've heard all this bad news and now you're telling me, let not my heart be troubled. Don't let my heart and my mind be troubled. What are you talking about? Well, he tells them 4 things here. He says, don't let your hearts be troubled. You trust in God, trust in me. He also says, not only trust in God and trust in me, he says, I am going away to prepare a place for you. But not only that, he says, I am coming back again. And then lastly, he says, until then, I am leaving you with this gift. John chapter 14 and verse 27 says this, I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace that I give is a gift the world cannot give. Don't be troubled. or afraid. You see, Jesus has given us this gift of peace. And so what does a paper crane have to do with the peace of God? Well, you may say that the crane is a symbol of peace, and it is. But I can tell you right now that Jesus Christ has given us a peace that passes all understanding. So in this world today, as you face bad news and you're trying to find peace in the midst of chaos, when you go today, you look at the paper crane, or you think about the paper crane. I want you to think about the peace that passes all understanding. And you don't need 1,000 paper cranes to find that peace. That peace is in Jesus Christ. Trust in God. Trust also in Jesus. He left to prepare a place for you if you put your faith and trust in him. He is coming back again. But until then, he has left us with a peace that passes all understanding. And so find that peace today in Jesus. And when you do, hold on to it in the middle of your chaos.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and share if this video encouraged you. And to see more encouraging videos and posts, subscribe to my channel and follow me on social. See you guys next time.